Hi guys, welcome back to TR's Tarot Talk 1111. Let's see. Gotta mark my table for where we are. I did that once, but my camera moved. So welcome back everybody. I am so grateful to have you here. If you're a new viewer, welcome in. I hope you find the messages that you need. If you do, please consider subscribing and hitting that wiggly bell for future uploads. Anything you need to know about me and my channel and how to book your own personal reading is listed in the description box below. For those of you who are returning, once again, I am so grateful for you. I really wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for you. So I am currently working on Libra for the month of June, and this is a relationship reading for the one who is on your heart and mind. This is not a singles reading. If you'd like a singles reading, look at my playlist and find a pick-a-pile reading that may have the answers that you're seeking, and watch for future uploads. And yeah, we're going to get into this. I'm going to try and keep this intro kind of short. So how this reading is going to go today is I'm going to use tarot to look at your story. It's kind of like an energy check-in to see if this is, if it resonates with you, if this is what's going on. We look at past, present, and you know, I say future, but I guess I've noticed that it's more of a timeline of beginning to where, you know, things are progressing. And so if it resonates, it's your story. If it doesn't, please check out your moon, your rising, your Venus sign, or cross-watch your person sign. I will be clarifying, and then we will look at your person's thoughts, feelings, intentions, next action. Then we're going to clarify that. Then we are going to get messages from your person. And then we're going to get advice for you for the month of June in love and relationship with the person on your heart and mind. And then we're going to close it out. Okay. I don't know if I forgot anything. I just got back from California, so I'm still kind of on California time, 3 hours behind. A little bit jet lagged. So let's just get into it, okay? Dear Mother, Father, God, please come into this space and bless it. Make it holy ground and surround us with the light of love and protection. Cast my ego to the outside so I may be a clear channel for spirit messages. And cast my viewers' ego to the outside so they may be a clear receiver of spirit messages. We ask that we receive the highest and best messages for all involved, and so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, this is for the zodiac sign of Libra. One more shuffle, Spirit, and we're going to deal. All right. All right, we're going to take a look at the past energies. Current energies. Ooh, I like that. Hello, Libra. And then however Spirit wants to look at either future potential or just more of the current energies here. All right. On the bottom of the deck is the Eight of Wands. All right. So in the past here, it looks like somebody was holding back despite the fact that they have a lot of emotions here. There was maybe hope and faith for the future, for, you know, the happy ending. Yet it looks like this Queen of Pentacles is still sitting here kind of waiting. I'll clarify this because, of course, the story changes and morphs many times during the clarification process. But, you know, the Four of Pentacles, it could be about money. Doesn't have to be. We're asking about love and relationship. The Four of Pentacles is closed energy. It's kind of lack mentality. It's protective, you know, protecting themselves and their resources, their energy. But then we had the Ten of Cups, and the Ten of Cups is like the happiest, emotional, fulfilling outcome that you can have. And so there was a lot of potential here in the past. But somebody was holding back. Somebody was either holding back or closed off to the receiving. So, you know, as we clarify, it's a giving and receiving thing. One person may not be giving, or the other person may not be open to receive. We have the Queen of Pentacles. She is the queen of I can do it. My resources are good. I know my value. I know my worth. But she's also, this queen looks like she's waiting for a solid offer, or she's looking at her possible worth is what I'm hearing. I am clairaudient for those of you that don't follow me. And I'm hearing she's looking at her value. She's kind of assessing the situation here in the past. Because here in the future, or the current moment, we've got the Two of Cups. That's really good energy. That's my cup and your cup. They both match. I'm into you, you're into me. We both kind of see potential and have a lot of the same likes, the same feelings. But with Judgment sandwiched in between, this could be a realization. And, you know, because I look at the Judgment as an awakening. So one of two things going from the 2 to the 3 is this is progressing in the now moment. Things are getting better where it's a socializing card. It's a reconciliation card. Sometimes it's going out to lunch or having coffee. But with the Judgment in between it, we're going to have to clarify this, because this could be somebody who's looking at it, you know. 2s are decisions. You know, what do I want? Do I want to take this to a partnership, or do I want to keep this in the friend zone? Judgment is also a reconciliation card. And so it's sometimes the past returning. And so we could be going here into a reconciliation. Like I said, we're going to clarify it. But it is in the now energy. So the now energy is there's a decision to be made about how we're moving this forward. Because here, in this energy, there's movement. We've got the 8 of Wands, which is communication. It's fast-moving energy. It's fire energy. We've got the Chariot, which is Cancer energy. And this is moving things in a balanced, forward-moving way. But see, then we got this, I'm confused. I need to go within and look at this. So I do see a decision on the table. A choice, a decision, a judgment that needs to be made about where this relationship is headed. And it does appear to be heading somewhere, but there's some confusion around it. Or indecisiveness. And so I like the Hermit for the last card, because it tells me that there's some soul searching being done. And whenever you get a big heavy hitter like Judgment, soul searching is necessary. Because it's kind of a big deal. It's a big decision. And it feels like somebody has put up some boundaries, maybe spoken their truth. They might be wanting to slow this energy down some with the Knight of Pentacles. Maybe it's moving too fast. Maybe it started off as friends and now it's moving toward this 2 of Cups. But there's definitely somebody here who is looking for things to happen in a right way. I look at the Knight of Pentacles. It's Virgo energy. It's, you know, you got to show up right. We need to go slow and steady, take our time, see what happens. Another way it could be read is that one person is wanting to move this very quickly and the other person is not so sure that they're ready for that. So now, if this feels like your energy, if you feel like, you know, what I've channeled so far resonates, we're going to clarify, get a little deeper into it. Spirit for Libra in love and romance. In the month of June, please. By the way, I say in the month of June, but these are timeless readings. So if this comes across your feed at a later date and it feels like it's resonating, then, you know, obviously Spirit led you here for a reason. All right, one more shuffle, Spirit. We're going to clarify. I'm going to do a cut on this deck as well. Not deck. All right, can we clarify 4 cups, 10 of cups, there's that boundary, and the Ace of Wands. Clarify. The current energy, please. Current energy for the 2 of Cups. Judgment. And the 3 of Cups. All right, we're going to shuffle one more time and get this ending, not ending, but this, you know, I don't know what to call it, to be honest. Because I wanted it to be future energy, but it doesn't seem to be working that way. It seems to just be a storyline. Clarify the Chariot, the 7 of Cups, and the Hermit, please. Chariot, oh, we got King and Queen of Swords. There's the Chariot for the 7 of Cups, and the King of Pentacles. Wow. This is a very close match energy. Bottom of the deck is the 5 of Pentacles. Let me look at my camera and see if everything's in shot almost. Let's just give it a little tweak. Still want to keep my mark. Okay. All right. What's the story? Oh, there we go. There's that 3 of Cups. So everything's tying in nicely here. Okay, so in the past, with the 4 of Pentacles and the Hanged Man, it feels to me like somebody wasn't sure. They could have been stuck in past patterns. But, you know, the Hanged Man's a waiting card. It's a holding card. But it's not holding. It's holding for clarity. And trying to see things from maybe different perspectives. Trying to see things from a new perspective. And then we've got this 10 of Cups by the Queen of Swords. And then we got this Queen of Pentacles with the Ace of Wands. Now we've got 2 perfect matches here. We got a King and Queen of Swords, and we've got a King and Queen of Pentacles. And no other court cards. So one of 2 things is either going on here. There's either, and I'm not seeing any 3s other than the 3 of Cups. So you're going to have to put yourself in whatever place feels right for you. But there could be, I guess, a small percentage of you that are already in a long-term committed relationship with the King and Queen of Pentacles. Or it could be telling me that you were in a committed relationship and then somebody shut down and kind of took a break. But there's a lot of forward-moving energy here now. Okay, so we've got the Ace of Wands. That could be passion, excitement, a new passionate beginning. Because we have an offer. And it's kind of transitioning nice. So it looks like there was some stagnancy in the past where it feels like this Queen of Swords kind of says, well, now wait a minute. Is this truly what I want? Is this really my 9 and 10 of Cups? Is this what I need? And there might be a desire to slow things down. Because in the current energy, because this is fast-moving energy, but this is somebody that's saying, now wait a minute. Wait a minute. Before I open up my energy, I need to look at this. I need to make a wise decision. I need to have healthy boundaries because I know what I want. I want the 10 of Cups, the 2 of Cups, and the 9 of Cups. And it looks like there's an opportunity here that this Knight of Cups is bringing this Ace of Wands, this opportunity to renew something, or it's brand new, because it doesn't feel brand new, but it could be brand new, and this could be past energy, especially with this here, with the 6 of Cups. If this isn't with this current person, this could be that maybe whoever I'm energy is this Queen of Swords. Maybe they've already been there, done that, bought the t-shirt and the beer koozie in the past, where they, you know, they had a soulmate that kind of made them feel like an outsider, you know, kind of maybe left, or, you know, it's hard to say, because the 6 of Cups can be past energy. It's childhood energy. It's childhood sweetheart. It's soulmate energy. It's, you know, it feels like home. It's very reminiscent, the good old days. And the 5 of Pentacles could be missing someone or feeling like you're lacking somehow this energy. Like, I miss the 6 of Cups. I feel like I've been abandoned, or I've been left behind, or maybe I don't feel like I'm worthy of the 6 of Cups. But the 3 of Cups is celebratory. And so this Knight of Swords, this is fast-moving energy. It's a message, you know. It's like, let's do this. Let's move this forward. Let's reconcile is what it feels like. It feels like a reconciliation. And like I said, you're going to have to decide for yourself if this, you know, if this energy is resonating. But in the current energy, there's somebody making a love offer. And if you're in a third-party situation, then this is trying to decide what you want. This is about deciding. Somebody, this Queen of Swords, is trying to decide what she wants. Because this Knight and this King and this Chariot and this King, whether they're the same person or not, there's no doubt here. This person has no doubt. The person who's having doubt is this Queen of Swords, because she's up here as the Queen of Pentacles. So again, the current energy is there's an offer on the table, either from a new person, and you're currently in, or this Queen is currently in a committed relationship, or this is a new proposition to try to move things toward a long-term committed relationship. But I think the king knows exactly what they want. I think it's the queen that is confused and doing some soul searching. What's hiding under here? Yeah, this is sudden too. So this queen, you know, she could have put this king in timeout. She could have slowed the roll a little bit. She could have said, I have rules. I'm hearing rules. I have rules. I have standards. I have needs. And I don't want to say needs because I don't feel she's needy. I just feel that she's holding a high standard. She's saying, listen, I know what's being offered. I'm just not sure if it's what's going to make me happy. And if there's a choice between two different people, she's trying to decide which king is the one she wants to move towards. And so there's some deep reflection that's going to be happening in June on this decision. All right. That's what I'm channeling for this. If that sounds like your story, then we're going to move on to your person on your heart and mind's thoughts and feelings and intentions and actions. And again, if there's two people involved, then it's the one that's on your heart and mind. Okay? We're not going to confuse energies. Spirit, I'm asking for the thoughts, feelings, intentions, and next action of the person on my viewer's heart and mind. 3 shuffles and a cut, please. Oh, okay. That wanted to be split that way. All right. So your person's thoughts. Ooh, ouch. Their feelings. And their intentions. And their next possible action. Okay. We're stepping up. Stepping up. And there's that Chariot again. Boy, this person really is kind of really wanting to commit, really wanting to move toward commitment is what it feels like, stepping up. I like this energy, Libra. I really, really do. We're going to clarify. I'm going to use the Mystic Moon Oracle's Twin Flame Journey Tarot. You don't have to be on a twin flame journey, but I like this deck because it shows it has like oracle sayings on it that really helps to kind of see the energy of your person much better. And technically I was going to use it here, but I felt called to use this one, and I don't know why. All right, Spirit, we're going to cut, and then I'm going to draw. All right. Why is the 3 of Swords in their thoughts? Here's that Ace of Wands. Can I get one more? And the Hermit. Okay. Can I get the Wheel of Fortune, please? Clarify this Wheel of Fortune. Ace of Swords. Breakthrough and awareness. Destiny. Change. 10 of Cups. King of Wands. Boy, we've had every king but the King of Cups. But this matches this Emperor energy. So this person's intention is to be a leader, to take this Ace of Wands and act on it. Because they've done some soul searching on this Three of Swords. And now we've got the Three of Swords, so there could be somebody in this pile, viewer, that is dealing with the third party situation, but I'm not feeling that as a dominant energy. I feel like there was history between you and your person, or the viewer and their person. And there was kind of a break put on this because something happened. Can you tell me the story of the Three of Swords? Can I just get an idea of the story? Wands. And the Ten of Swords. Yeah. See, I think there was one person in this So I think the Queen moved forward and ended something with this king or this emperor. I think there were boundaries put up. I think there, was like, no, this is not turning out the way I thought it would. And so we need to kind of slow the roll, rewind, or maybe it just ended altogether. Maybe there was a breakup. Maybe this person communicated, because the Eight of Wands in this deck is about energy surge and communication. So there could have been a lot of communication, a lot of texting, or a lot of arguments, or, I just feel like there was a boundary put up. Like this Queen threw her hands up and said, no, I'm not doing this. This isn't, And I think that created this Three of Swords energy. And after some careful time alone, after this ending, some reflection, soul searching happened. And I think this Emperor King all of a sudden has an aha moment, an awareness that this is what they want. And if they want it, if they want this Queen, they're going to have to step up. And they're going to have to commit. They're going to have to... Oh, and there's the King of Cups. That's why the Emperor is here. Just so you know, the Emperor embodies all four kings. So, again, I'm not feeling huge third-party situation with you guys. I think this is more about an evolution of the kings. I think that whoever is on your heart and mind, or if you're the cross watcher, whatever's on your mind, it just feels to me like this person is maturing, and they're learning soul lessons, destiny, change, right? It's time to grow up. It's time to mature. It's time to embody the higher version of myself. And I think whatever they've experienced with this Queen has been a catalyst for this breakthrough in awareness and this destined change. Because their intentions are to make the Queen happy. I want to make the Queen happy. I want family. I want longevity. I want to be mature, emotionally mature. Look at, there's another eight. There's another ace of cups. So I really like this reading. I would be willing to bet that if you're the Queen, you're probably really kind of leery or worried. But I see the intentions are really good. And there's been a maturing process with this emperor. He's gone through a process of maturing through each of the kings to become this emperor. And now wants to step up, wants to make something happen. All right, what is the next course of action? Because this in itself is an action. This is maturity. That's my next action, is I am going to mature. I am going to do what is necessary to lead this in the direction of happiness and fulfillment and commitment. I think this king was stuck in the King of Swords energy, you know, cold and aloof and overthinking and analytical. And there's a lot of fire here. So there could be, you know, Leo, Sag, Aries energy dominant in their current chart. Doesn't have to be their sun sign. It could just be, you know, right now Jupiter's doing stuff and Jupiter expands and makes things bigger and larger. We did see the tower. So this is like an evolutionary process for two people. But I see that the queen has kind of been burnt, either in the past in other relationships or by this very person. And so she's leery and she's holding a very strong stance. I think in the past with the Queen of Pentacles, she really wanted commitment. She wanted stability. She wanted somebody that showed up right and matched her energy. And I don't think she got it. And so she matched their energy. She went from the Queen of Pentacles to the Queen of Swords, because he was in the King of Swords energy. So she was matching his energy. She's like, all right, you're going to be cold and aloof and shut down. Then I'm going to meet you where you're at. And it looks like there was some heartbreak, some forward moving too, like somebody could have left. It's not the Eight of Cups, it's the Eight of Wands. So I'm not altogether certain. I could, I suppose, clarify the Eight of Wands, please. Clarify the Eight of Wands. Six of Swords. Yeah, somebody moved forward. I think the Queen said, you know what? Too much chaos, too much pain, too much, you know, too much of something. And so, you know, I think she spoke her truth. I think she said in this communication, which probably was pretty forceful, because, you know, wands, forceful, not mean, just strong communication, that she wanted peace, she wanted happiness, she wanted what she wanted. And she stopped settling, and she kind of laid it out there for this king to see. And so this king had to get his heart broken to realize what he had, to recognize what he had, to cherish and want to commit to what he had. He maybe didn't see her value until she claimed it. And look at bottom of the deck is the Chariot again. All right, tell me about this Emperor, please. Why is the Emperor here? Five of Cups. And Ten of Cups. Yeah, this Emperor regrets. Bottom of the deck, Ten of Pentacles, Page of Cups. He didn't step up. He didn't lead. He was immature. He either took too long but he regrets something here. There's regret. There's regret. He regrets not bringing this Ten of Cups and Ten of Pentacles. Message of love. See? Seven of Cups, confusion. So this is really good energy in the month of June. I think you're going to hear from this person. This person's changing. It's profound change. This is profound change. A breakthrough in awareness that they really need to step up and be a more mature, higher version of themselves. It's time for them to stop playing games. It's time for them to kind of show what they're made of. And, you know, there could have been, because we do have old wounds, their old wounds in relationships, or maybe even father issues, you know, sometimes with the Emperor. This person may have had some old baggage that they hadn't really sat with or healed or learned from, and was just kind of taking, I feel like he was taking for granted the Queen. And even though he saw her potential, he saw all of her beauty and all of her worthiness, he kind of squandered it. He kind of took it for granted. You know, he thought, well, she's kind, she's nurturing. You know, the Queen of Pentacles is very giving and nurturing. And he probably figured that he had her wrapped around his little finger and that she wasn't going to have her own demands, have her own set of rules and her own standards by which she wanted to create a future for herself. And so I think she kind of withdrew her energy and spoke her truth and laid out a new foundation, like a restructuring of the Two of Cups. And I think that there's a decision that's being weighed in the month of June on whether or not this queen believes that this king has become the emperor. These kings have become the emperor or not. So, is there anything else, Spirit, that you want to bring through? I want to ask, Spirit, what is the biggest obstacle that has to be overcome in this relationship for it to renew, for it to become stronger and better? And if this is a new relationship, then this is about this queen having been there, done that, bought the t-shirt and the beer koozie, had her heart broken, had painful endings, had a lot of in the beginning of relationships, had a lot of forward moving energy, a lot of promises made, a lot of potential for the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles. And it just always fell flat. And so if this is somebody new, then this is somebody who's actually in the process of maturing and becoming an emperor. And it might seem a little too good to be true to the queen. And so she's sitting in judgment and, you know, needing to go within to kind of to find clarity about what she wants. I'm going to read this from 3 points of view. From the new aspect, if this is somebody brand new, there's great potential here, great potential. If this is somebody from the past, this is somebody who I think had to get knocked down a peg or two in order to, you know, it's like they got demoted from King of Pentacles to the Page of Pentacles. It's like they lost their status in the queen's eyes. Or maybe they portrayed themselves as a king but was actually a knight. So if it's a past person, they're coming back strong. If it's a current person, brand new person, this is somebody that you really shouldn't judge by your past experiences, because they're showing up as an emperor, you know. That's their next action. Is there's regret here. See, that's why I don't feel like it's a new person, but I'm going to read it just in case. With this 5 of Cups, I think this is a previous person that's coming back strong. 10 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles. Excuse me. Bottom of the deck now is the Empress. We got the Emperor and the Empress. Had the Queen of Swords, King of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, King of Pentacles. I think that this king is finally ready to meet the Queen's status, energy. I think in the beginning, look at 2 of Cups, 4 of Wands. For those of you who resonate with twin flames, I mean, we got divine masculine, divine feminine, 2 of Cups, and the 11-11, 4 of Wands, which is a union card. And so this has great potential if you are on the twin flame journey in the month of June. But it all depends how you play it out, right? I mean, this queen has discernment. She is the Empress, or she has the potential of showing up in this situation as the Empress. The Empress doesn't chase, she attracts. She knows her value, her worth. Everything is birthed through her. And so it's abundant. It's high vibrational, mature love. But there is a decision on the table. And so with free will, we can go back and repeat cycles. We can drop back into lower vibrational energy. This queen could say no thank you and walk away from this very, very strong potential. She has the right, and she gets to make the decision. The only decision this Emperor gets to make is to show up right, and he knows it, and he's trying. Now, if this is a third-party situation, then the heartbreak here is knowing that, you know, you have to choose one or the other. And so there will be a painful ending in order to move forward in a positive way with the right person, with the person that truly makes you happy, that is your 10 of Cups, your 10 of Pentacles, your 2 of Cups, you know. And it's coming to a realization of what changes and decisions need to be made in order to make that choice between the person they're currently with and the Queen of Swords. Because I believe the Queen of Swords is really holding a strong stance in June. And kudos to her, because she knows her value. She knows her worth. And she knows what she wants, and she knows what she's working toward. She's working toward a divine partnership, and she's working toward commitment and longevity. And so there has to be substance to this offer. There has to be not just pretty words and empty promises. There has to be, you know, real, true, honest actions. And if there was, you know, something that happened in the past with this Page of Cups, there has to be an apology. There has to be an opportunity for this Emperor to show up right and to make it right, and to, you know, realize what he is potentially going to lose if he doesn't. So kudos. I really like this reading. We're going to see what Spirit has to say. Well, first of all, I'm going to get messages for you from your person. I really like this reading. Kind of wish it was a Cancer reading. But no, it's a Libra reading. But you guys, you know, you are the balanced lovers. And so it just stands to reason that you get it right a little bit before everybody else. All about that justice and balance, right? All right. Let's get messages from your person. to you. We're going to start with the Hermit Tarot. And I wish, I'm still in transition. I mean, not really. I've basically moved in and unpacked 90% of everything. But I've got one more full box of tarot and oracle cards out in the shed. And I didn't have storage for them. I didn't have any place to store them. So they went out to the shed. It's a long story, but this entrance, both entrances are L-shaped. And so I couldn't bring a tall bookshelf in. I had to buy shorter ones. And so I didn't have as much storage. But I do have 2 new shelving units. They're small, they're short, they should fit. And then I can unpack that. But what started the conversation is I wish I had my deck of love songs, because I like to get a few love songs for you from your person. For me personally, on my twin flame journey or my romantic journey, music and lyrics to those musics has been a huge synchronicity. All right, messages from your person. This is for the viewer from the person on their heart and mind. Take what resonates, leave what don't, because they do kind of flop out. And then this is a collective reading. There are a lot of people, hopefully a lot of people, viewing it. All right. So, bottom of the deck, I need time for me. I think that's that Queen of Swords. We could have some cross watchers in here. We have, I'm open to compromise. We have the Devil with, I want to get you drunk. We have, you are so beautiful. Ace of Cups. Words do hurt. See, the Eight of Wands clarified that 3 of Swords. So I do believe there, it felt like I'm moving on and this isn't going to work for me. All right, there is someone else. There's that third party situation. Only take it if it resonates with you. But it is a 3, and I'm not sure in this deck if it's a 3 of Pentacles or a 3 of Swords, 3 of Cups. We had 3 of Cups and 3 of Pentacles, or Swords, I mean. Watch my head, guys. I'm so sorry. I gotta reach clear across the table to get this other deck. So, you know, Ace of Cups, I love you. Please accept my cup. I want to start over. We have, you are so beautiful. Why do you need me? There's that 5 of Pentacles. That's, you know, I feel unworthy. I feel left out. I feel, and if there's someone else, you know, this Queen, she might have put up a boundary and moved on with that 8 of Wands. She might have moved into dating again. I really don't know that there was a long-term relationship, if it's a dating thing. But again, it's a generalized reading, so you're going to have to fit it into your storyline. So I want to get you drunk. That's that Ace of Wands. You know, with the Devil, that's, you know, desire and you know, when somebody wants to get you drunk, it's because they want you to put that sword down. If you resonate with being the Queen of Swords, because I do believe I have cross watchers in here. So if you're a cross watcher, I think you would be saying, I need time for me. I'm open to compromise. And maybe even there's someone else. But the king, I think what the king is saying is, you know, I was hurt. We were both hurt by this, by what was said. I don't feel worthy. I really, really desire you. And I think they're wondering if there's someone else. If they don't know for certain, maybe they wonder, you know, is she talking to somebody else? Has she moved on? Do I have a chance? All right, what would my viewers, person on their heart and mind say to them in the month of June? What would my viewer, person say to them in the month of June? I'm going to go through one more time. Clear, concise messages for my viewer, from the person on their heart and mind. All right. Bottom of the deck, there's that Ace of Swords. That's that awakening. That's that aha moment. I'm starting to understand our connection. Oops. All right. My life is not as together as it seems. That's that king, I believe. Wanting to be strong, wanting to be a leader, wanting to mature, but feeling timid a little bit. I think they got their comeuppance, is what I think. Finding out the truth crushed me. Maybe there was somebody else. Maybe there was heartbreak because of infidelity, or just, you know, somebody moved forward. I am not available. See, I'm getting a lot of third-party energy in these messages. I want to feel that way again. You came closer than anyone, and I'll wait for a sign from you. I think they're going to have to, because I think the Queen is in decision mode in the month of June. I think she's looking for actions, not words. And I think that the Emperor Kings know it. And if there is third party with that Three of Swords, then this is about choosing, right? It's, you know, if she was the other woman, which I don't know, because I didn't get the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands for me is the other woman. You know, it's the one that is the mistress, the one that, you know. But I'm not getting that energy. That's why I said you're going to have to take what resonates. What feels more to me than like somebody who's married stepping out on the marriage with somebody else, which could be, again, take what resonates. But what it feels more like to me is somebody who was in a committed relationship with somebody who took them for granted and then chose to move on and possibly start dating again. And that was the wake up that this person needed to realize that they had to come back strong, or they were going to get, you know, somebody else was going to be chosen over them. And if this is somebody brand new, then a lot of these messages probably won't resonate because they're not written that way. I don't think it's somebody brand new, but somebody out there might be watching this that it is brand new, and then you're going to have to use your own discernment. You know, if it's somebody brand new and there's fear between the king and the queen, or the empress and emperor, about starting a new relationship and wanting to take it slow and steady, then these messages could be about what happened to them to make them want to slow this down, to really take their time to go within and make this decision. Finding out that they might have been in a third-party situation previously, and it broke their heart. And so moving forward and communicating with a new person could be very scary. So take what resonates, leave the rest. I'm not going to overanalyze it. You know your story, and if you're still here after all this time, then my guess is it's been hitting home for you in some capacity. And if it doesn't, and you're still here because you just like to hear the sound of my voice, thank you. And maybe go watch your moon, your rising, your Venus sign, and your cross watcher. Okay, so now I want to get some advice for you from Spirit. Advice from Spirit, please, for my viewer about their person on their heart and mind in the month of June. All right, we only got 2. So we've got self-love. You realize that love of self is necessary to love another. And then we have release. You have the ability to give over unwanted energies to the loving forces of the universe. This really feels like the Queen has realized that over-giving and over-nurturing and having high expectations from somebody who just consistently didn't meet those expectations, or somebody that possibly took them for granted, self-love kicked in, and she's like, oh no, hell no. Hell to the no. I know what I'm worth. I know my value. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm hearing that. I don't know who that's for, but I'm hearing, I'm tired. I'm really tired. And so I refuse to be in a relationship where my needs are not met, where my value is not seen, where I am not truly loved and cherished the way I deserve to be. And so she kicked it up a notch and started loving herself and said, I can do this on my own. I don't need somebody outside of me to validate me or make me feel loved. And she put a boundary up. And then we have release. You have the ability to give over unwanted energies to the loving forces of the universe. And so release is about letting go. It's letting go of grudges. It's letting go of past belief systems. It's a form of surrender and trust. It's moving beyond the limitations of past energies. It's releasing and letting go, purging. It can be forgiveness. And once again, in the month of June, I do believe there's a decision to be made, and that decision probably lies in the Queen. She can show up as an empress, and if she does, if she loves herself, if she chooses herself, if she sets those healthy boundaries, then the king has no choice but to match her frequency and energy, as long as that's the energy she's holding. And again, because there's a decision on the table, you can choose to go back and repeat cycles. You can choose to forgive and release those boundaries, put them down, trust this person, and things could absolutely go back into the old lesson of not loving yourself more than you love another person, and allowing the other person to kind of take advantage and take you for granted. So there's a choice here in the month of June of how, what energy is your person going to match? Are they going to match you as the Queen of Swords and show up as the King of Swords? Are they going to match you as the Queen of Pentacles, show up as the King of Pentacles? Or are they going to match you? Because the one queen that was missing in all of this, well, two queens actually, was the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Cups, which tells me you already embody that. If you resonate with the feminine energy, you already have that. That's something you've already mastered. It's the Queen of Pentacles and the Queen, or the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles are the two queens that have to be flexed. You have to embody the energy of those two queens. Self-love, knowing your value, knowing your worth, seeing yourself as established and worth a lot more than maybe what you believed before. And the Queen of Swords is, I'm not tolerating it. I'm going to speak my truth. I'm not going to be submissive. I'm not going to be a people pleaser. I'm not going to, allow anything less than what is best for me in my life right now to be the standard by which this relationship progresses. And so those are the two energies in June that I believe, if you resonate with the feminine energy, you need to embody in order to become the Empress, so that this other person meets you and matches your energy as the Emperor. If not, then you could go through another cycle with this person or somebody new. And if there's a third-party situation, then you have to kind of decide what is best, like self-love, what do I want? What are my needs? What is going to make me fulfill my highest and most emotional joy life, and my stability and security and committed relationships? What do I want? And who do I want it with? Okay, so I'm going to get you a mindful message. Another thing I want to find. I want to find my postcard from Spirit cards. Haven't come across those yet since I moved. All right, a mindful message for my viewer, please. Mindful message for my viewer. Ooh, way over there. Commitment. I am committed to my growth and dreams. I set routines and habits that help me evolve into my fullest potential, even though I may not see the physical manifestation of my desires. I know they have vibrationally manifested and are on their way to me. Again, this is about matching energy. If you want an emperor, you have to be the empress. If you want a king of swords, you're going to be the queen of swords. If you want a king of pentacles, you got to be the queen of pentacles. This is about leveling up, okay? And being committed to standards. I feel like that's what the whole reading was about, was this queen setting standards. So we have conscious focus. What I focus on, I attract more of. Starting with today, I will be more conscious of what I choose to spend time speaking or thinking of. I will do more of the things that bring me joy and see as more of these things begin to effortlessly flow into my life. It's eye on the prize. Set your goals and keep your eye on the prize. All right, we're going to get a timing card. Remember that timing is not real. Time does not exist. Everything is happening in the now moment. It's more about alignment. If you want to experience it in the now moment, you have to be in alignment with the vibration and frequency of it. But just for its and giggles, we're going to get you a timing card, and it may or may not resonate. There we go. What did I say? Evolving. What you want changes as you get more experience, growth cycles, and leveling up. So this isn't a definitive timeline. This is about two people who are a catalyst for each other's soul evolution. It's about going through certain cycles and growing through them and leveling up in consciousness. It's about growing up. It's about maturing. It's about seeing things with new vision with the Hanged Man. It's understanding that, you know, your past experiences cannot define you unless you choose to allow them. So the more you release past trauma, the more you embrace high frequency love for self and then other, the more you evolve, the more you grow, the less cycles you'll repeat. And I do believe this is a beautiful opportunity for two people to finally kind of hit home. But that doesn't mean you drop your sword and allow this person to go right back to being the Knight of Pentacles. You know, this is about, I am going to be the Empress, if you resonate with being the feminine. And if you resonate with being the masculine, remember it's energy, it's not bodies. If you resonate with being the masculine and you're trying to win back or win over the Queen of Swords, then you're going to have to show up in a very mature and action-oriented way. You're going to have to kind of prove yourself. So I love you guys. This has been your June reading for the sign of Libra. If it resonated, please drop a like and a comment. If you want to share some of your story, we'd love to hear it. If not, then I will see you on the next upload. And if you'd like a personal private reading, or if you'd like a free reading, you can do a donation, and my wish list is in the description box. Everything actually you need is in the description box, so I won't bore you with the details. Just go give her a read. All right, I will see you next month, and watch for current uploads, because I try to do at least 1 or 2 pick-a-pile readings in each week if I can. I've been doing a lot of traveling, so I haven't been able to be consistent with that, but I am working on it. All right, namaste.